I enter only the first knuckle of my index. There is a bit of pressure, but Paul is nicely relaxed and doesn't fight back, as happened other times. Good. I move my index in and out, making it roll a bit, watching the way Paul's back shudders until he comes down and I think he's ready to take more. At least this time, he's not complaining about being painful. Either he's finally got used to my finger, or I managed to relax him enough first. Anyway, he takes the whole finger in without any complaint, just some muffled moans which are turning me on still more. I pour more lube just in case. Between the massage hole and the lube, his ass is shiny and slippery. After a couple of minutes, I put my ring finger along my index and stretch his opening. Oh god, oh god. I can barely wait. I gave myself a couple of quick pumps. Tears, please. I work him with my fingers, scissoring them and pushing them in and out of Poe. Please, what? What do you want? Love? I can't take my eyes off his entrance, mesmerized. I don't know. He's bucking his lips like crazy, but now searching for some friction against his front. Just hurry up. You're not ready yet. Then I'll never be ready. Come on, put it in. I can't wait any longer. I only had 2 fingers inside. This is going to hurt him, at least a bit. The next time I make him wear a vibrator egg for a couple of hours before we go at it. Alright, but turn over. I want to see your face. Ah, Tears, you're so sweet. In fact, I'm not. I want to see his expression so I know for sure if I'm doing it right or I should take it slower. We kneel in front of each other and kiss. It's messy and wet. Paul is flushed and sweaty and the tip of his dick is steadily dripping. He really is a hot mess right now. Come here, Paul. He embraced my neck, coming closer until our chest touches. Then I grab his buttocks and lift his rear from bed, pulling up my lap. He gasps, surprised. Oh, Tears. I think this way it will be easier. I trust you. Come on, move already. So eager. But I don't want to rush it and risk hurting him, so I rub a finger against his entrance again. It gives way easily. I try to put in 2 fingers and stretch it. So far, so good. I added a 3rd finger. It's still tight. That wasn't the deal. Just a moment more. I promise I won't make you wait. Let's make the most of the little time I have left. Those 3 fingers enter and leaves Paul as quickly, rubbing his canal with lewd sucking sounds. Let's try now. My cock ages after being hard for so long. I can't wait any more either. My lube is in order. I make sure my dick is dripping with it before positioning myself against Poe's hole. I push and stop by studying his face. His eyes are tightly shut and his expression is tense. Is he in pain? Does it hurt? A bit, but don't stop now. Okay then, I thrust up a thick half of my length inside of him. God, it's painful to stop here. My whole body is crying out for me to start banging him in earnest. I move my hips down and then I roll them against him softly. It's pleasurable but too little. Then I push again, with labored breath and Paul gasps at feeling himself suddenly full with my whole dick in him. I stop to hold him tighter to try to control my breathing. Paul will need a couple of minutes to adjust anyway, and I need to calm down. Are you okay? We can stop if you aren't. I am, just... It's difficult to breathe. I feel as if my insides might explode any moment now. I would laugh if it wasn't feeling too close to orgasm to be funny. Hell, I'm having trouble stopping my hips from bucking against Paul, but I must stay put. You will get used to the sensation in a moment. Just breathe deeply. Come on. I breathe in and out, slowly and deeply, and after a moment he starts breathing with me. He finally offers me a weak smile and kisses my lips. I think I've got it. Move now. I don't need him to tell me twice. I ram into him more forcefully than I planned, and to my surprise Paul as tightens around my member. Wow, Tears, that's... I can't stop now. My body moves on its own, but I do my best at keeping the thrust as slow as I can. Good or not? Great. That's good news. I think into his hot ass deeply every time. His flush dick bobs against my stomach, dripping an endless revolt of pre-cum. His whole body seems to welcome me. The tight muscles of his tight tense around my hips, his sweaty pecs and compact abdomen rubbing against my own. And above all, the way his ass squeezes me. Shit, I'm not going to last much more. I keep at it, watching Poe's aroused face. All tensions finally come from his features and my lung turns faster at last. Sometimes pull him closer and move him a bit so I can change the angle, although Poe seems to be enjoying it the whole time. We look We lock eyes and then see not only pleasure in his delighted pupils, but a lot of sentiment there too. It's a bit too much for me. I don't want to think on how much time Paul has been longing for this exact moment. Closing my eyes, I join our mouth and try to suppress a sob. Surprisingly, the rush of affection I feel right now helps to keep my orgasm at bay, until Paul suddenly starts to move his hips and peers himself on my cock hard and fast. Paul! I can't keep up. I'm coming! Oh shit, I quicken my thrust and ram into his ass as hard and deep as I can. His hole feels so tight. I can feel my pleasure skyrocketing and I can't do anything to stop it or slow it down. Me too, Paul? He groans and hard squeeze my dick makes my vision turn wide for a moment. All notion of what I'm doing is lost for a moment or so, but I think I'm still bucking my hips up to meet Poe's during our orgasm. My head falls on top of Poe's shoulder. I stay there still inside of my dear, dear Poe, unable to move or even open my eyes. Tears? And make a guttural sound. It's all my throat will provide right now. I love you. His arms standing around me. I feel so blessed. I manage to respond to his embrace and whisper in his ear. I love you too. And I fall down onto my bed with Poe still in my arms, pulling him with me until the two of us are lying down in a bundle of arms and legs. Tears, have you seen the news? Oh, what now? What happens, Bill? The trial finished an hour ago. It's all on the internet right now. Oh, the trial. We've been so busy with our project that I haven't thought at all about what's going to happen to Mark in the end. Kim quickly opens a tab on his computer and brings up the latest news about the event. Oh no, he is really being sent to jail. I run my eyes through the lines of the online newspaper. 2 years of prison sentence for Mark, plus a high economical fine. The shock blocks the rest of my friends' comment as I read the rest of the news. Roy J., ex-army lieutenant and the past wars decorated for bravery, has been found guilty of terrorism acts and culpable homicide. The photo of the dead security guard smiles at me from the bottom corner of the page. An annoying weight sits in my stomach, sending a bitter bile up my throat. I call to clear my throat, but the awful feeling persists. And that man, he looks so scary. Yeah, it seems he was doing all of Mark's dirty work. Even a murder. Jeez, what kind of person was Mark? To think he would be involved with a murderer. Homicide and murder, I want to add, but my words died in my throat. I scroll down to the last bit of news. Roy has been sentenced to 20 years. 20 years. I need a moment to process those words. Tears, come with me to my lab, just for a little while. Are you okay, Tears? You're pale. Did you meet that man, Tears? It's not surprising, you're shocked. I nod in the general direction and leave the room, searching the darkness and the quiet of the corridor in Bill's lab. That homicide is the one you told me about, right? I have told him that the details, I couldn't help it. The death is something that is killing me slowly. I still see the bulging eyes of the man while he was trying to breathe in his last moments. I see them at night every time I close my eyes and try to sleep. I wish Paul was here so I could at least talk about it with him. But he left for his archaeological digs some weeks ago. God, I miss him so much. Billy sighed and looked aside uncomfortable. Look, I know what you must be thinking right now. It was my fault that the man died, not Roy's. 20 years, Bill. That's half a life. I can't let him go through this. I must turn myself in. Okay, hold on. First, he told you himself. This was his choice, carrying the blame for the dead guard. And second, they are not judging him only for this. Even there's the trespassing involved. The death was an accident, so they wouldn't sentence him to 20 years only for that. What? They're giving Roy a 20-year sentence because of all the other crimes. Breaking in, destroying government property, conspiration. I did a lot of that myself. But I need you to lead the project, remember? So your public image must remain clean. That's what Roy told me that night before the announcement. But I didn't know things would go this far. I bet he already knew, Tears. I feel myself crumbling down like a house of cards. I can't be sure of that. Sorry, Bill, I need to be alone and put my thoughts in order. Of course, take a stroll and, well, I guess you need some space right now. I nod tightly my lips. Call me later, okay? You know you can count on me and Poe for whatever you need. Just don't do anything you might regret later. I turn and leave the lab at the university building. I feel better once I'm in the cold air of the street. The surroundings of the faculty are almost empty at this time of the day, and I head my steps to the narrow alleys at the backside of the building, where there aren't any shops or bars. My memory bracelet goes off. I bet it's Bill, or maybe Paul, worried for me at hearing the news. I take a quick glance at the screen. I can't recognize the ID of the caller. Annoyed, I tap the small screen. Yes, who's that? Yes, it's me, Roy. My throat feels suddenly dry, so dry that I can't articulate a word. I guess you've heard the news, right? Where are you? Where are you calling from? He exhales, and I can imagine his face looking at me like an old teacher who looked at a particularly clumsy kid. I'm in jail. You already know that, but I need to speak to you. Don't do anything rash, you hear me? Nothing that happens was your fault. To hell with that. You're going to spend 20 years locked down, and that's exactly what I expected all the way. Look, I know you're young and pretty innocent if you don't mind me telling you. Hey, but you don't get into the kind of trouble I got without knowing the risk beforehand. I open my mouth to reply, but I can't find any suitable words. Did I think of that, or did I just think that I was going on an adventure? That I was playing the hero to save the poor alliance? And what of Akira and the others? I bet their motivation was more or less the same as mine. Only Roy knew what he was risking. Precisely him who had already risked so much in life. A pang of regret bubbles up my chest when I remember Noor. What's going to happen with Noor and him now? Roy, I'm going to visit you. I need to talk to you in person. That's not a good idea. But I need to help you. If I go to the police, then you will ruin everything we have to work so hard for. Don't you see, Tears? I need you out there. I need you in a liar, protecting the alien race, leading us into space. But I don't deserve it. Oh, come on. It's not your choice, boy. Mark chose you for a reason, and he was right. You're the leader we need now. This is not about you, it's about the humankind and its role for the future in the universe. So you better hide your self-centered feelings and become the person we need you to be, Tears. But that man, the guard... I've done worse. I've done things that deserve not 20, but a whole life sentence. So rest assured everything is alright. I just work hard and fulfill your duty. And what happens with Noor? He makes a sound in his throat and his voice is slightly squeaky when he speaks again. She will be alright. She's got good friends now. Goodbye, Tears. We won't probably speak again. Roy, wait! Take care. And he cuts the call. I look at my bracelet, feeling miserable for the last 5 minutes. Since Paul left for his summer dig, I've been working non-stop, focused only on our project. I arrive home, feeling exhausted. I make my shoulders bone snap, feeling some of the tensions leave. I would rather have a message and some sexy action with Poe. Sadly, that's not possible. I admit that I've been able to work faster with Poe gone, but it's simply not worth it. I feel so lonely. But I've also had lots of time to think about some things thoroughly. An incoming voice call. Please let it be Poe. Hello. Paul, about time. I was precisely thinking about you. Good thoughts, I hope. Not that good. I miss you, dude. He chuckles, and that vibrant sun never fails to make me smile. Well, you won't have to miss me for long. I come back tomorrow. Really? Wow, Paul, that's a week earlier. Yeah, I know. We have basically finished already, so it's pretty silly to stay until the date we established at first. Besides, I really miss you too. Oh shit, I'm so happy that I don't know what to do with myself. Me too, but Tears, I wanted to ask you. His tone changed, feeling more cautious. I swallow a lump of salvia, uneasy. The launch date is approaching, right? Have you decided yet on who will lead the expedition? Let's talk tomorrow in person, alright? Hey, tell me more about your findings in the dig, will you? Paul seems hesitant at first, but his voice soon cheers up while he explains all the details to me. I pick up Paul at the airport the next morning, and after stopping for lunch at his mother's home, we finally got to my apartment. I can't imagine how much I've missed this place. That's what staying at a hostel crammed with 10 other people does to you. He throws his backpack onto a corner and drops on my bed. So comfortable. Make yourself at home. That's exactly what I want to do right now. We spent the next hours lying in bed together, talking and watching a movie on my computer, but I can feel the tension building up. We have a pending conversation and I know I shouldn't delay it anymore. As the launch date approached, the decision I must take starts to hang over my head like a sort of Damocles. On one hand, after working so hard on finding the perfect location for our new colony and make sure all the details on how it will work are alright, It's really painful to let go of my dream and put another person in front of my team. It's my team, after all. If it wasn't for me, the spaceship would have left months ago, destroying the Alliant natives for good. Well, not just for me, okay. No need to be conceited, but right now I'm leading the project, right? Alaya is so close now that I can almost touch it. It's no longer a dream. Expect that another part of me wants nothing more than staying on Earth forever with Poe, for many reasons. I feel that he is really my other half, always has been. And if for his sake I must stay on Earth and take care of him when he leaves me, then I must decide. It's cruel to keep Poe waiting for my decision. What should I do? Oh my god, I know this decision would come. Oh. I'm so the wrong person to ask this. Because I'm a person who always had his career on first place. Always. And a lot of my relationships break up because of this. It's hard. I will stay with Paul. I'm going to a lawyer. I can't imagine how you can make such a decision out of love, because I never experienced this. I don't have a person in my life who would make something like this. I mean, it was his dream since ever. I'm so the wrong person. But I like Poe, and I like him together with Poe. I don't know if there's an ending together with Bill, so that he's together with Bill. Then he could go to Alaya, because Bill is also going to Alaya. But we are now together with Paul, and I like both of them, so even if it's not my personal decision in this game, I'm going to stay with Paul. You know, it's so difficult to decide who's the best candidate to lead the project. So in the end, I think Bill and Quim will be the co-leaders. I don't miss the way Paul says if he had been holding his breath, but I pretend not to notice and keep on talking. Bill is the most intelligent one in the group, but he lacks social skills. And besides, he's not an engineer. And to the other hand, Quim, are you sure of this Tears? Won't you regret it in the future? I casually throw an arm around his neck and pull him closer for a kiss. Never. I'm exactly where I want to be. Well, I can only say I'm glad. To say that the next months until we finally have everything ready are a nightmare would be an understatement. We have moments of drama, moments of crying out of nerves, moments of laughter too. My team has become like a hypocritical kid undergoing a sugar rush and then its consequent withdrawal. But we finally make it. It's already October when the launch date arrives. I'm cleaning my desk at the university lab and making sure nothing important is left behind. It's kinda depressing. Tears, here you are. Quim and Ren are looking for you. They are going to have a farewell drink this evening. They? You're not going? He shrugs and awkwardly as always. I don't know, maybe. If you come, are you coming? Yes, why not? I'll make sure you guys leave for Alaya with a nice hangover. Then maybe I shouldn't go. Relax you, that was a joke. Well, partially. It would be nice to have a last night for the team to be together, right? Yes, but tomorrow there will be the press at the launch and the president and most of the conclave. You will do great. You're brilliant. You're brilliant, remember that. I pat his back and gently push him to the door. And you're taking lots of materials and tools with you. In case something fails, you know what to do. He nods, still nervous. I get an engineer to fix it. Exactly. You've got a great team with you. In fact, apart from the 40 engineers and biologists appointment from the start to travel to Alaya to set the first infrastructures of the city, the news about the native inhabitants has forced the team to also accept a bunch of scientists who will focus on studying the alien race. It's thrilling, of course, but right now we are also nervous that I'm glad to be staying on Earth. Ren and I will be checking everything from here, not in the university labs anymore, but in highly sophisticated new facilities provided by the Conclave. It makes me happy, knowing that I'll be a part of the project and that my career is smooth sailing. And of course, I'm happy to know that I will always be able to balance my love for space with my love for Pole. I still haven't let him know that I know about his condition, but that can wait. I don't want him to ever think that I'm staying out of pity. And it's not pity that moves me. What moves me? If anything, what moves me is the knowledge that we probably won't be able to grow old together. So we need to make the most of what we have together right now. I'll squeeze our happiness to the last drop. So in the future, when Pole is fragile and sick, he will be able to remember these years together and smile and know that he has lived to the fullest. And so will I. Yay! You have reached end 9. Staying on Earth can be worth it. We reached a happy end. I'm so happy that we reached a happy end. I know my luck and I've always reached bad ends at first. So, yes, we reached the end. And I'm very happy with the end. And I love the music. I really love the music in this in this game. Sorry, my German is always coming through. And so I let the credits go through the screen like always on my Let's Plays in the end, and say thank you everyone to follow this little novel. I hope my English was not so bad and you can listen to it and understand it, and I hope we will see us in the next project. And I wrote some texts with Urtel, and there's going to be a German version of the next novel, so I think this was an one and only project, and yes. When you want another project in English, when you want to be My Burning Heart is the next project I'm going through, also be in English, you have to write a comment, and I'm going to make an English and a German version maybe. So now, thank you for watching this Let's Play, and I hope I see you again on this channel. So have a nice day and goodbye.